When you hear the Department of Transportation, you probably think about road maintenance, bridge repairs, and highway construction. But the DOT also plays an important role in protecting Maine's aquatic life. News Center Maine's Jordan Sarter-Francis takes us to Sydney, where the Maine DOT is using federal grant money to improve fish passage.
The Maine Department of Transportation is doing more than just roadway improvements. Part of their job is also an integral part to keeping Maine's wildlife thriving.
It's part of our regulatory practice. It's part of our environmental commitments under the Endangered Species Act.
When designing and implementing its projects, the DOT has to keep in mind the wildlife protected under the Endangered Species Act.
This stream is actually critical habitat for the endangered Atlantic salmon.
The federal government is giving out $196 million nationwide to improve fish passage interrupted by transportation infrastructure. The Maine DOT is getting $35 million of that grant to put better touches on the artificial encroachments of wildlife habitats.
You end up putting a really nice stream substrate through the structure, stuff that matches the stream outside of the structure, as well as building banks and features of the channel that kind of mimic the natural habitat that fish and other aquatic species use.
Eric Ham is the senior environmental manager of the Maine DOT and is proud that the grant will fund more wildlife-saving structures called culverts.
Increase the budget to be able to do more of these and add some in different locations.
Now drivers will be able to take the road without concern that their commute is a disruption to aquatic life.
It's culverts like this one in Sydney that actually have an effect on the greater Maine economy.
Alewives in particular are a really important source of bait for the lobster fishery, which is actually a huge driver of Maine's economy.
The better designed culverts will also aid fish in their fight against the changing ecosystem.
It also will increase their resilience to climate change in the face of things like rising sea levels and increased frequency of storms like we've seen this summer here in Maine.
DOT leaders hope the new construction can help maintain and strengthen fish habitats in our state for generations to come.
So ideally, this will impact the environment for about 100 years or so, depending on the location, but that'll allow fish to migrate up pretty easily right through the culvert for 100 years going into the future.
In Sydney, Jordan Sarter-Francis, News Center, Maine.